Hello, my name is Haley Shoemaker, for those of you that don't know, and I'm a fourth year meat science major at Ohio State here. And I studied abroad on the Nicaragua program when I was a freshman for 10 days, and then I studied abroad in Brazil for 6 weeks on the AZP program. I also, even though that kind of covered everything for the global option, I also took Animal Science 3600, which is Global Food and Ag. And so kind of to wrap it all together, so those experiences, I felt like the few culminating things between all of them for me. So I'm interested in livestock and meat production. And then I also was very fascinated kind of by government stability or lack thereof in those countries, and how that did or did not have an effect on agricultural production, specifically livestock meat production. So I ended up getting contemporary issues credit for my Brazil study abroad program by writing a research paper, and I wrote about kind of the past, present, and projected future of the livestock meat industries in the United States and Brazil, kind of comparing them, how they've gotten to where they are, and then where I think, based on what I've learned, they'll go in the future. And that paper was a really, really interesting one to me. And pretty much the main summation of that paper was that Brazil has had a lot of challenges, had to face a lot of challenge Brazilian agriculture has that the United States agricultural industry has not had to face. Here in the United States, we're fortunate to have a positive public perception of agriculture for the most part. And in Brazil, there hasn't always been that public or governmental or societal support of agriculture. So I talked about that, and then I also talked about how in the present day, Brazil and the United States in many ways, especially in the livestock meat arena, compete with each other, particularly with beef. And then I kind of concluded that, in my opinion, if Brazil can figure out infrastructure and governmental stability and political stability, that there is no question that they're going to kick our butts, the United States, in livestock meat production. And I thought that was super interesting to me. And then in the Global Food and Ag class, we did a lot of sustainability discussions, and talked about the way that governments and politics in countries affect agriculture, and agriculture affects government, and so that's totally my interest. So my plan for the final paper for this class is going to be about the effects that governmental or political stability do or don't have on agricultural success and production, specifically in the livestock meat arena. I already have some sources from my Brazil paper, and I have some ideas from my Brazil paper, but I really, really, really would like to incorporate Nicaragua, maybe even another country I learned about in my Global Food and Ag class. I think it's an interesting topic because I think that we are fortunate for a variety of reasons here in the States, and I think one that we maybe don't always think about is that maybe we're able to be so agriculturally competitive and successful because of our relative stability politically and governmentally. And I think it's interesting to think about other countries that maybe have more natural resources and more kind of natural ability to produce, that struggle simply because of their governmental and political systems. So I have some articles that talk about Brazilian exports and how they have a lot of animal health issues because they don't have stable governmental controls or organizations to manage things like health and food safety. So that is hindering their ability to export to countries. They can produce a lot, but they can't guarantee the quality of a lot of their meat and livestock products, which really hurts them in the export industry. So I have an article that kind of talks about that, and specifically foot and mouth disease and all that kind of fun stuff. And then I have a couple articles about the general Brazilian attitude towards like government and infrastructure or whatever. And then I have a good article about Brazilian beef production in general and like its efficiency, and compares it to the United States and differences in production. So my next step is to kind of see if I can find anything. It's been hard so far to find anything about that in applied to Nicaragua, and maybe some more specific USA articles also. And if I can't with the Nicaragua, then I'm gonna try and evaluate maybe another country and incorporate it in there. Maybe one that we talked about in my global food and ag class. So that's my plan. I think it's an exciting topic. I hope the paper turns out well. I hope I can find some other good sources. I guess if not, it'll just be a Brazil versus United States article again, which is fine. There's always new stuff going on. So, okay, thank you. Bye.